Alright guys, I have a small brisket. I was going to turn into a corned beef, but I got so busy I didn't have time to put it in the brine and do my corned beef by St. Patty's Day. But I'm in a dilemma here. I either have to toss it out or cook it. I don't want to refreeze it. So I decided to make a two-part video. Yeah, Scotty's never did a two-part video. This week, the first part will be cooking this brisket and and how I'm cooking this brisket. The second part is what I'm going to do with this brisket on the next weekend's video. You have to stay tuned for that, folks. But right now, let's do a simple brisket cook. I'll show you how I'm going to do kind of different. I don't want to do the same old brisket video over and over, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll bring you down, folks. Alright, folks, here we got a small little pre-trimmed brisket. You pick these up at your local market. They're kind of pricey. Always wait till they come on sale and you get them for half price. I pay like 30 bucks for this one. Alright, I was going to turn this into a corned beef because these are perfect for making corned beef or pastrami. And in here I got some Uncle Steve's salt, pepper, garlic. I got a little extra pepper in the bottom. Alright, I'm going to shake that up. I took it out of the cryovac and I rinsed it so it's wet enough. We're going to go fat side down. Come on, glove, please give me a break. But anyway, it's already been tree trimmed, but here's what I'm going to do, folks. I am going to score this brisket. Yeah, you heard me right. Scotty's going to score it because you're going to see why I'm scoring it for next weekend's video. Nice sharp knife. There you go, folks. I got it all in a nook and cranny. We're going to cook this fat side down on the Pit Boss Lexington. Alright. I got the Weber Searwood busy with the old chicken cordon bleu video. We're going to put this on the smoke setting. I'm in no hurry to cook this, folks. It is, what time is it? I don't know. It's about 10:30 in the morning on a low, slow applewood pellets. Smoke setting. Until we get to an internal temperature, you're not going to, of 185 to 190 degrees. That's right, folks. I'm pulling it at 185. I don't want to overcook it because for the next video, you're going to see why. All right. Out in the Lexington, 180, or a smoke setting at 180. Be right back, folks. All right, guys. We're at the old Pit Boss Lexington. I just cleaned this too, folks. Go mad scientist. We're going to put a probe in here. Oh, let's go like this, folks. Alright, now we got this other probe over here. We're going to monitor grate level temperature. Alright, I got it on P setting number 7. The highest setting there is. Set this off with Celsius. There we go. Internal temperature 45 degrees. That's the outside temperature there. And the internal temperature is the green one. Alright. There we go, folks. We're not even going to touch this thing. No spritzing, no anything. I'll bring you back here when it gets up close to 185. I don't know how long that'll do. I'll let you know. Alright guys, let's see how this scored brisket's looking. We're not quite at the internal temperature I want right now, but whoa. Look at that, folks. Nobody scores a brisket better than Scotty. Got a nice bark on it. Beautiful mahogany color. We got those lumberjack apple pellets. I've had it on the smoke setting overnight. On the P setting 7, so it feeds the pellets really slow. I'm going to do a video on the P setting, more in-depth video. We're just going to take this up to 185 so I can use it in next week's video. That'll be part 2. Alright, thought I'd just bring you back for this. Alright guys, got ice storm today. Other countries enjoying sunshine. I got a nice storm. Yeah, I can set my camera up. Alright, we're approaching the 185 mark. I got all these probes in there. I don't want to overshoot my 185 by too much. That's 198. 164 on that. Oh, 170. So I'm making this for next weekend. That's 205. Ooh, I should have rotated it. Alright, I'm going to take it off. That side there is getting a little bit overdone. Got a hot spot in my back. Okay, see you inside, folks. Alright, folks, there it is. Piping hot. I'm just going to cover it loosely with some foil. I'm going to let it cool down to about 140. And I'll bring you back. We're just going to cut it open just for giggles. But you'll have to wait till part 2 of next week to see what I'm going to do with this. Alright, we'll be back. Cut her open. Other than that, we're just going to wait till next week's video. Folks, there it is. Piping hot. I'm just going to cover it loosely with some foil. I'm going to let it cool down to about 140. And I'll bring you back. We're just going to cut it open just for giggles. But you'll have to wait till part 2 of next week to see what I'm going to do with this. Alright, we'll be back. Cut her open. Other than that, we're just going to wait till next week's video. There it is, folks. The first scored brisket on YouTube history. Now, you're going to have to tune in next weekend to see what Scotty's going to make out of this thing. But for now, I figure I'd just cut it in half and show you what the inside looks like. Now, I only took it to about 195. I didn't want to go that high, but this side was a little closer to the heat, so it kind of got up to 200. The bark on this thing is insane, folks. Listen, I used that Uncle Steve's salt, pepper, garlic. That thing builds a bark, folks, and I use some extra pepper. Pepper is really crucial for building bark, and I spritz it every once in a while. I put it on the P setting 7 on my Lexington. If you don't know what a P setting is or how to use it, I will be doing an in-depth video on that pretty soon to explain how to properly use your P setting, folks. Alright, let's cut this in half. That sure turned out good though. Anyways, look at that smoke. Nice. I left it in that smoke. Now remember, this ain't cooked all the way to 205 or probe tender, so I thought I'd just cut it in half. But the bark on this thing is quite insane. I haven't had a bark on there quite like that. Look at the depth of that smoke ring, folks. That's what the old Pit Boss Lexington with lumberjack apple pellets, folks. And Uncle Steve shaking. A little extra pepper. Man. Yeah, I should have went out and rotated this very often or put a water pan under it, but I didn't. Because I wasn't going to take it all the way up. It did get a little bit, about 200 on this end. And anyways, there you have it. Now part 2 will be next weekend. Find out what Scotty is going to do with this video. Alright? Or with this brisket, I should say. Yeah. Peace out. See you next week. The conclusion of this video. Or the conclusion of another video.